things my messy roommate did. So I'd wake up in the morning, have a workout, do my protein shake. This would be like anywhere from 7 to 10 o'clock in the morning. So, and it varied at different times. Somehow, I always never failed to hear this. Of this hacking like sound, and I think it's when she brushes her teeth. I have no idea. You could hear it throughout the entire apartment, and her bathroom is the furthest away from my room as possible. Like 4 times a day you would hear that, like right after the other, and then at night I think too. She'll walk out with just a towel on. Sometimes the back's a little bit open. I'm in the kitchen. She'll walk out of the bathroom, walk down the hallway, and just look at me, obviously and hear me. I'm in the kitchen doing something, cooking my breakfast, and she'll just walk out and just walk around, look outside, the windows, walk around the living room with just that while she's like combing her hair or like brushing her teeth fresh out the shower. I'm like, girl, like, you have just a towel on, you're walking around the apartment, and there's someone here, literally where you're walking around, with no words, no conversation. And I have like question like, what are you doing? Like, it's a little weird. Like, it pretty much makes me uncomfortable super immediately. Another weird thing, her food habits are a little different. Everyone's got weird food combinations, and people make fun of them. One that I can't get behind, and I don't know if this is a real thing or not. You cook spaghetti, like the spaghetti noodles, drain them, put them on a plate. What would you put on top of that? Like spaghetti sauce, right? Wrong. Just straight up cottage cheese. Right on top, some black pepper. Why? I don't know if this is a real thing or not. Never heard of anyone using it. Never heard, like, no one that I told, like, have heard of it either. So, yeah, I asked her about it. She's like, it's a little weird way. But yeah. Oh, another thing she would cook. Oh, where do I get? There's so many stories that are so good. They're so good. Okay, so I asked her about her food habit. I wouldn't say habit, but her concoction, I would call it, with the spaghetti noodles and the cottage cheese. I asked her, I was like, that's a little odd, right? Like, that's odd. Like, I straight up told her, like, that's odd. Like, gotta give you that. And she said, I like cheese, which would be a valid excuse if cottage cheese was not the only cheese, if she had more than one cheese in her fridge. But there wasn't. The only cheese she had was cottage cheese, the family size bucket. And she went through that in like 2 weeks. So like, if you like cheese, you'd have a little bit more. That's the only cheese I've ever seen you own. Yeah, okay, another thing with food in the kitchen area, she had only one pot. It was pretty low. I'd say it's about this deep, which isn't that deep for a pot. Usually pots are, pretty tall, to boil things and cook things in. She had like one pot, which was pretty large, but very, not high up. She'd fill it up with water and put like potatoes in it, but she didn't wash potatoes, because like I definitely saw it. She doesn't wash potatoes. It's very easy to tell when the water is just dirty in the pot. She would put it on high, on the biggest one, because it made it fast. It boiled faster, which I understand. Sometimes I do that, but just to boil water. But no, she put in there and she put the lid on it, which usually means it's easy to boil over. She just forgot about it all the time. And I've called her out whenever I saw the water spewing on the sides, like bubbling over on the sides and going down. I'm like, hey, it's boiling over. She's like, yeah, it's all good, it's all good. And I'm like, no, it's not. But she'd still do it until all of the water has drained out and evaporated. And the entire kitchen's a mess because all the dirty water's come out and evaporated and burned. So you just have these brown, nasty, like, stains everywhere. And down, like almost, like, I'd say, like, pure burned brown, like, down all the sides of the pan, well, the pot. And the potatoes that she would boil with the skins on, unwashed would then like be burnt on the bottom because there's no water anymore. It's just burning the bottom in the bottom of the pan. And she does that with all the food she makes. She just burns it in the same pot and boils it, I'd say, like every night, every day. Another thing, she tried to cook rice once and she put it on high, would forget about it, evaporate all the water out. Guess what happened? It fucking caught on fire. Burned. Like, burned so much. And I would tell her, like, hey, stop burning your food, I can smell it. I would come out of my room like, oh my god, there's a fire, because it was really strong. It would happen for, ever. So I'd run out and tell her, like, your food's boiling, like, it's burning. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. And I'm like, you have to stop doing that. Like, I came out here because I thought it was, like, serious. Like, you can't keep burning stuff. It smells disgusting. Because it's one thing to burn, like, I don't know, like a bottom of a pancake, bottom of a hash brown, everyone does that. But to boil it but to burn it, like, black and to continue doing that, that's careless. It's absolutely careless. And I've told her, like, different ways to do it better, and she just wants to do it her way, which I understand, but it's causing disruptions in my life. And it's very unpleasant to happen every single night. I know she did rice that way once, and it caught on fire. The fire alarm went off. The whole apartment's full of this thick smoke. And she didn't know how to, like, turn it off. She didn't do anything. She didn't even think to open the door. I had to do all that. I had to keep the door open up all the windows. She didn't do any of this because she just didn't know what to do. She didn't ask for help. I had to do it, and it smelled so bad. By the way, this was like 11 o'clock at night. I went to a video. You can't see how smoky it is, but I have pictures of the burned pan that's put them up everywhere. Oh, isn't that just delicious? It's disgusting. Like, she burned it all so bad. And she continued to eat the rice. She ate the rice. The burned rice. She ate it. Yeah, so we had security, and I think the fire department was called. Why? And by the way, after that, she continued to still burn things. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I can remember. She did a lot, like, scratch my car through the metal and continue to not pay for the damages. And I literally asked for, like, $30. Like, the shops, like, said it was, like, a minimum of $200 to fix. Because it scratched through metal and, like, changed the shape of my car because it scraped off so much metal. And she did not. She continued, and I even brought up to her, like, hey, I tried to talk to you about it and try to open up a line of communication, send her pictures of the damages. And so for an entire weekend, she wouldn't talk to me, and, like, we lived together, keep ignoring me. So, yeah. Anyway, nice to know. Fun stuff. So, I guess I'll see you guys later. I don't have any more, like, horror stories, but I want to hear about your roommate horror stories. I also have social medias, that kind of stuff. The names should all be the same. Yeah, love you guys. See you later.